Hey everybody, got another video here for you. So, it's time to start a new build, and this is going to be a little different. This is going to be a build along. So, the idea is I've gone online and I've come up with an inexpensive, it's a combination of like a low budget and a parts caster kit where you can follow this build series and get the same sort of parts that I get for this build, and you can basically build the same guitar right along with me, or you can, make any changes that you would like to make in order to put your own personal touch on it. But I'm going to go through every single step in building a basic minimalist guitar. It's going to be inexpensive parts. It's going to be a very simple, basic design. It's going to be easy to do. And it's not going to require a lot of special tools, and it's not going to cost a lot of money. And you're not going to need a whole lot of fancy luthier skills in order to do it. I've tried to make it as straightforward as possible so that if you've got like a drill, a saw, and a kitchen table, you could actually go and order up the exact same parts and do all of this right at home. And all the parts comes to about $130. It might be $140 by the time it's all done. And I'm going to go ahead and show you all the parts. I guess there's no harm in putting links. The only thing is I can't guarantee that if you watch the video 5 years from now that those links will still work. So, but yeah, let me start by going over the design and such and showing you the parts. I've got about half the parts here. The rest of them will be here tomorrow, and I'll just show them to you on the big screen. But that way, if you do want to participate in this build along, you can go ahead and order up your own set of parts before you proceed on to further episodes where we actually start building the guitar. So, for any parts caster build, you want to start with a neck. This right here is the least expensive 24 fret neck on Amazon Prime at the moment. Clocks in at $40. This particular vendor offers about 8 different styles of necks with a variety of headstock shapes, fretboard materials, and numbers of frets. They might even have different scale lengths. They might even have like mahogany and stuff like that. And they're all like $40. And I'll leave a link to them. You can find other necks like less than 24 fret from other vendors, perhaps a little under $40. But yeah, you're going to want to start by getting your hands on a neck. You can also, get a used off an old guitar or something like that if you want for this project. So yeah, there's a neck. You need a neck. And it's going to just get a regular heel plate type neck joint, nothing fancy. It's not going to have to be recarved. If you buy one like this, then it's already finished. You won't have to finish it or anything. It'll get fretwork, and you'll be checking the nut and the truss rod and things like that. But other than that, that's, this build is designed to be easy for the novice. So yeah, there's the neck, $40. I think that's the most expensive part on the whole guitar. Feeling this one, yeah, it's going to need some fretwork. That's a place where you spend time, not money, and it turns a regular guitar into a top-line guitar. So the next thing you're going to need in order to do this is a body blank. And you've got lots of choices. Basically, you want a piece of 1x6, 2 feet long. I just happened to pick up one of these the other day at my local Lowe's, and this is S4S Radiata Pine, the clear New Zealand stuff. And a body blank of this 2 foot long would cost $5.66. The Douglas fir was, I think, $17. Mahogany, you're looking at like 27, and so on and so forth. So yeah, you need a 2 foot long 1x6. Then you're going to need a set of tuners. These are just regular non-locking tuners. You could always get locking for a little bit more. And you're going to need a bridge, just a Fender hardtail locking, Fender hardtail type toploader bridge. And I think this thing is like $8. I'll put the pricing and everything for all the parts in the description. And all these are like, these were like $7, $8, something like that, $5, I don't know. All these parts that I'm showing you are basically the least expensive thing that I could find that would do the job. Gonna need a pickup. I think this is a Saphue rated about 12K. I'd have to double check that. And you're going to need a jack. This is one of those $4 4-prong jacks. You can, if you buy jacks in bulk, you can get regular jacks cheaper, but that's the lowest amount of money you can drop to get a single jack is $4. So you're also going to need a neck plate and screws and a strap button. Here's something that I almost forgot. You're going to need a truss rod cover. This is like the cheapest thing on Prime. $5, Alcinov, ebony, comes with screws. And a couple other things you're going to need here, in the way of hardware. You're going to need inserts for the thumb screws for the strap and leg bars, and you're going to need a couple of drywall screws for putting the bars together. And you're going to need a set of thumb screws. And last but not least, you're going to need 2 cans of clear lacquer. So this is the basic idea here. Here's your body blank. The actual guitar will probably be about this long and will be, appropriately shaped. And there's your neck, there's your pickup, there's your bridge, just a jack. It's going to need a jack plate. Tuners, neck plate and bolts in order to attach this, and strap buttons. It's going to need a strap too, obviously. You can get one of those for about $5. Yeah, as I go along, I'll probably keep discovering and finding little this and that needs to be added that I haven't included yet. But I'll try to get as much of it figured out ahead of time as possible. So yeah, this is the basic idea, and you test assemble it all, get it all ready for assembly, and then you clear coat it, and then do final assembly and setup, and you've got a guitar. And I'll be going through every single little step, not just, doing time lapse of this is it. So yeah. And actually the way I'm going to do it is there'll be updates on builds, but they won't show every step. They'll just tell you what was done. And then there's going to be a separate playlist for how to do each and every step. As I do a step on a build, I'll do a how-to on it and add that to the how-to playlist. So, but on this build, everything that I do, I'm going to do a how-to on an episode, a little mini episode, like how to knock the nut off of a replacement guitar if you're going to replace it, stuff like that. I'm not going to be replacing this nut, so yeah. This is all designed to be as easy as possible for the user, both in design and construction, and obviously you can make it fancier. You know, you could get a hotter pickup, you could get, what else you get? You add controls, you know, you could add volume or on-off switch or whatever you want. Get as fancy as you want. I'll be showing you the general theory for each step so that you can switch up parts and, you know, use a different length neck or something and still get it right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.